Hello, you're listening to the Bryan Boston Show. Once again, in the studio with me as always, Mr. Jordan Hedges.
What's up?
Alright, now today we're going to be talking a little bit about diversity in video gaming. Before we get into that, I wanted to say just a quick thing. For anyone who's ever listened to our radio show or, who has ever been, to listen to us talk, we get a lot of our material, most of our material, so far all of our material, from The Escapist, especially from Extra Credits. If you haven't seen Extra Credits, you really have to.
Very awesome stuff.
Now, what is that website? Is it just theescapist.org or
The Escapist, I don't know, it's escapistmagazine.com.
Escapist
Or you could just Google The Escapist like everybody else probably would.
Yeah. Google The Escapist, look up Extra Credit. They have lots and lots of things they talk about, lots of different subjects, lots of very serious subjects. But for some reason...
If you're at all passionate about games, you should watch that show.
Definitely. Now, here's one thing, is we've always agreed with everything they said. They have so many good points, it's really hard not to agree with them. However, they picked up one topic last week that we simply disagree with.
Yep.
And that's diversity in video gaming. Now, Jordan, tell me a little bit about diversity in video gaming. What does it mean to be diverse in the video game? What was it that The Escapist, in Extra Credit, was approximately trying to hit on?
Pretty much what they're trying to say is they feel like the game industry is limiting itself by not having a more culturally and sexually diverse, yeah, that's a good word, cast of characters in video games. You see a lot of, just like pasty white, American, like army dudes shooting people. And, it's very true, but the point that we're trying to make is that diversity is something that just isn't really that important more often than not in the average plot for a video game.
What we see in most video games is the main character is a white or Japanese male. And, that's it. And every other character is going to be a stereotype.
Yep.
Whether it's, the woman stereotype, she has big boobs, or the black stereotype, he likes chicken and watermelon, or, has an afro with a chocobo in it.
Yeah, just go play San Andreas. I couldn't get past the first 20 minutes of that game.
When you play San Andreas, when you play 50 Cent, what was the game just 50 Cent?
There's 50 Cent Bulletproof and 50 Cent Blood on the Sand.
Either one. You play either one of those games and you realize, oh, well, that's where diversity takes us. And that's really what it is. When you use diversity, what you really are, inadvertently doing is pushing stereotypes and enforcing stereotypes because they're going to be there. One of the big things that we were discussing were, some of the things that are trying to be accomplished through diversifying. One of those things is allowing homosexuality into video gaming. Now, the one problem we have really with this is that when you add homosexuality into a character, usually it's going to be pushed as a really big thing and it strays from the story and it just pulls away from everything the game was supposed to be. I can't think of any examples right now. How about yourself?
Not really. I mean...
Because they don't do it.
They're around, but yeah, the big thing is it... More often than not, when you're playing a video game, you're trying to save the world, save the galaxy. Whether the main character was gay or not doesn't matter. If we just happen to, find out one day that Master Chief was gay, nobody would care, because it doesn't matter.
Actually, they might care is the big thing, though. Which is why it keeps silent. Because, if Altair, if Master Chief, if someone turned out to be gay or something like that, it'd be similar to Dumbledore coming out of the closet, which happened. The author of Harry Potter decided she was going to come out. Oh, yeah, well, Dumbledore is gay.
She was asked.
She was asked, but I still don't understand, First of all, why was she asked? I mean, that's just a dumb question.
Well, the question that was asked was, will Dumbledore ever find true love? And then she was like, Dumbledore's gay. And that's it.
She could have said yes.
Which, I don't know, I thought that was kind of funny. It was on,
Oh, yeah, because...
it was
he's gay, so no. No, he'll never find true love.
It was one of Time Magazine's top 10 quotes of that year. Dumbledore's gay.
Dumbledore's gay.
I thought that was pretty awesome.
No, but the point is that in a video game where the main character's sexuality comes into play would be something like Persona. Now, Persona is a game that really focuses on the character and the innards of the character, their deep personality. Every little thing about them really enforces what the game is actually about. So if someone was homosexual, that really pushes onto what kind of game it's going to be and how it's going on in his mind, what kind of troubles he's having.
And Extra Credits did cite one of the characters as
Extra
a
credit
positive example.
Extra Credit is very good at doing this. They have a really great research team.
Mm.
We do not. We have Extra Credit.
Well, they have like kind of a professional game designer on staff, and like they're just really awesome, and we're not. So.
Yeah, we're not as cool as them.
Mm.
We have a laptop. It's not even mine. It's his. Has a camera on it.
I would like to be Daniel Floyd. He is a pretty cool dude. He is an animator
I'd like to
for
be
Pixar,
Jim
and he's
Carrey.
the speaker of the show.
I'd like to be Jim Carrey. In fact, I'd like him to be my dad. I think that'd be a cool dad to have.
Anyways,
so one of the main point we're trying to make is being diverse in a game for the sake of being diverse in a game is going to be nothing but destructive.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're changing the story, if you're changing the character, if you're changing the game,
it's forced.
It is actually forced. And being forced like that is going to do nothing but harm.
Granted, I don't think that's what they were trying to say, The Escapist. In fact, they were trying to say definitely avoid token characters. I think the point we're trying to make is like nobody should really even try to point this out at all, only because when this point is made and someone watches, they say, you know what, you're right. And then we have Jamal, the like African American detective who is black, and by the way, he's black. He's totally black, in case you were wondering.
He's also
black.
a girl.
Yeah.
One of the big things is honestly, diversity is an illusion. It really is. Diversity doesn't exist because there's no way a woman and me can be exactly similar. It's impossible. Men are physically bigger than women. Black men are physically stronger than white men. Just
and
on the average.
Their skin is a different color.
Their skin is definitely a different color. And homosexuals are gay. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I mean, girls like guys and guys like girls, but gays?
They like guys.
They like guys, but they're guys. The point is that everyone is everyone. Everyone is themselves. I mean, there is to be diverse is to single out a group, single out a person, and take every little trait of them and classify them. That's what diversity does. And I think the goal for everyone who's tried to use this illusion of diversity, their whole goal is to make everyone one big happy family. But the only way you can do that is to just forget all of those little things that make you different. You just have to be yourself. You are you. He is he. He is what color. He is what sexuality. He is what race. He is what religion. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
Another point I'd like to make too, because the Extra Credit guys are really awesome, and I don't want them to hate us. I think the big thing that we're trying to say is not necessarily anything in their video was untrue or shouldn't be said, but just discussing the idea at all is what causes these token characters to appear, in my opinion.
Definitely.
All I'm saying is they could have had an episode on something more interesting.
Well, no, I won't even say interesting. Interesting is not a very good
word. A different subject.
Yeah, I think a different subject would have been better on that.
Although one thing that was great about that episode though is all their future topics. Those are going to be great.
They have lots of future things. You really got to check out theescapistmagazine.com or just Google up The Escapist and look at them. They have some really great writers, really great animators, really good speakers.
It's literally 3 people, so they have.
I'm talking about everyone.
Oh, okay.
All the videos on The Escapist are really except for that one where they just drop things in slow motion. That one doesn't really make all that much sense to me.
But yeah, the point is, it's a website that has a good eye for talent on the internet. It's where Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation got his big break. He started out on YouTube. Actually, Extra Credit started on YouTube. You should definitely check out their videos from before they picked up on The Escapist. They're just as good.
This has been Bryan Boston and Jordan Hedges talking about diversity here on WordPress, apparently.
Yeah.
We're going to be putting these on WordPress.
My house, this time.
Yeah, last week was at my house. Now we're at his house. I like his house better. What do you think?
Next week, the episode will be underwater.